We're all hearing about this massive revolution in weight loss, right? It's everywhere. But behind all those incredible headlines, there's a different story unfolding. One that's not just about the weight we're losing, but about the kind of weight we're losing. I mean, you've seen the news. You know the names. There's this whole new class of drugs called incretin-based therapies, and they're helping millions of people see significant, truly life-changing weight loss. And let's be clear, the science shows they absolutely work. But it raises a really simple question. When that number on the scale drops, what is it that we're actually losing? Because, and this is so important, not all weight is created equal. So today, we're going to dig into what's really going on inside the body. Okay, so first things first. To really understand the new questions popping up, you have to appreciate just how much of a game changer these treatments are. Look, there's no debate about this. Study after study has shown that these medications lead to major weight loss. They just plain work better than a placebo or trying to do it with lifestyle changes alone. And maybe most importantly, they are really, really good at reducing visceral fat, that dangerous fat that gets packed around our internal organs. So that brings us right back to our central question. Because truly effective weight loss isn't just about making the number on the scale go down. It's about changing your body's composition for the better. Here's a super simple way to think about it. Imagine your body is like a high-performance car. If you want to make it faster and more efficient, you take the heavy luggage out of the trunk, right? You would never start yanking parts out of the engine. That luggage, that's your excess fat. The engine, well, that's your muscle. And there's a scientific term for this idea, body composition. It's the key to all of this. It's not about your total weight. It's about the ratio of fat to everything else.
So you've got two things going on here. On one side, you have fat mass. That's the stored energy we're usually trying to reduce. But on the other side, you've got fat-free mass. That's everything else, your vital organs, your bones, and of course, your muscle. And that muscle isn't just for lifting heavy things. It's your body's engine. It's what burns fuel, and it's something you absolutely want to hang on to.
So, the big question is, how do these new drugs affect that delicate balance? Well, lucky for us, a major new scientific paper went looking for the answer. Now, we're not just looking at one single study here. Our source is what's called a systematic review, and it was published in the Annals of Internal Medicine. You can think of it as a study of studies. Researchers gather all the best, highest quality evidence out there on one topic to find the most reliable answer possible. It's basically the gold standard. And the process here was intense. The team started by screening over 8,000 different studies. From that huge pool, they zeroed in on the 36 best ones, the randomized controlled trials. And then they crunched all the data to see exactly what happened to people's fat and their precious fat-free mass. So after all that work, what did they actually find? Well, to really get the results, we first need to understand what scientists consider a normal amount of muscle loss during weight loss.
See, with any kind of weight loss, from diet, exercise, you name it, you're going to lose a bit of muscle. It's just how it works. And scientists have a pretty solid benchmark for this. About a quarter or 25% of the total weight you lose is expected to come from this fat-free mass. So that's our baseline.
So how did these new drugs stack up against that 25% benchmark? Well, the review found a pretty significant difference. Across all 36 of those high-quality trials, the median amount of weight lost from that muscle-based mass was almost 35%. Now think about that. That's nearly 10 percentage points higher than the expected 25%. That is not a small difference. And this wasn't just some weird average. It was a consistent pattern. In a staggering 68%, that's more than 2/3 of all the trials they looked at, the amount of muscle loss was higher than that scientific benchmark. Okay, so we're seeing a bit more muscle being lost than we might expect. Why is that a big deal? I mean, what does that actually mean for people in the real world? Well, it matters because even though these drugs are fantastic at helping us lose fat, losing too much of our engine, our muscle mass, can really impact our strength, our metabolism, and our overall health down the road. Protecting muscle isn't just for bodybuilders. It's crucial for healthy aging for all of us. And you don't have to take my word for it. The study's authors laid it out very clearly. They confirmed that muscle loss went above the benchmarks, and then they called for more research to figure out the long-term clinical implications. This isn't the final word on the subject, but it's a really important new chapter. All of this leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. In this new era, where we can change the number on the scale more easily than ever before, maybe the real goal shouldn't just be a lower number. Maybe it should be a stronger body.